Hey guys, PetePlayed back here again, and welcome to my beginner-friendly gearing guide, which will help you gear your fresh level 80 character, under-geared out, or just to help you get raid ready or give you that extra eye level boost so you can do those tier 8 delves, mythic keystones which are coming this week, or get ready for heroic raiding. Starting off with world quests. These quests are available to you as soon as you have completed the leveling campaign and are level 80. World quests can reward you up to item level 571 gear at the moment, and even some like this one for defeating the world boss up to 577. Not all of them will, however. There is a chance you may have some of these. You should also be okay doing these straight from the get-go when having completed the campaign. However, if you still need some gear, you can always get some greens from the auction house to help you out get started. Continuing with world quests, every week you also have these quests and activities around each of the zones for which you will receive a specific cache for, and the first two of these caches you open for the week will reward you with veteran gear of item level 584, as well as the first four rewarding you with the restored coffer keys for being able to do bountiful delves and crests for upgrades. These are the Vizier's capital, which you can get from Vizier in the Weaver's lair for Ashker Head, for which you have to complete activities around Ashker Head. These can be world quests in the zone. Next, we have the Theater Troupe event in the Eye of Dawn, for which you just have to participate in the Curtain Call event while completing your objectives around the theater. You can also receive different levels of actors' chests during the event itself for reaching certain audience approvals, which will also reward you with some gold, withered harbinger crests, and resonance crystals. In Hallowfall, you can get the Radiant Cache for the Spreading the Light weekly, for which you simply have to light 4 Lesser Keyflames around the area of the quest. To do this, you will have to go up to them and use 3 Radiant Remnants. If you require these, they can drop from any mob in the area. Upon lighting their keyflame, you will see an NPC appear, which will also have a weekly quest for you. You don't have to complete them to receive your cache, but it does offer a rep token on the first character you do it for the week. There are a total of 7 lesser keyflames in the area. If you require the waypoints for each one, I have it listed in the description below. Next up, we have the Awakening the Mechanical Cache. For this, head over to Gundergas and speak to Gnobles and get the Gearing Up for Trouble quest. To start this activity, go outside and speak to Speaker Kuldas. Once inside, you have to complete 20 waves whilst protecting Speaker Kuldas, kind of like the Brawler's Guild. It's pretty easy, and there are some of the bots which will drop medical items. When walking over them, it will heal Kuldas. Once you have completed the 20 waves, the event will end, and you will also be able to loot the Awakened Cache rewards outside, which will also give you some rep, carved harbinger crests, valor stones, resonance crystals, gold, and a chance at the Machine Defense Unit 1-1 mount. When done, head back to Gnobles to receive your Awakened Mechanical Cache for handing in the quest. While still at Gnobles, you might want to pick up the Rolling Down in the Deeps quest for an everyday cache and 200 resonance crystals. This will require you to simply collect 10 odd globs of wax, for which you can do anywhere in any zone, even just outside Gundergas. When done, head back to him and get your everyday cache for a 574 piece of gear and 5 carved harbinger crests. Continuing with world quests, every week in 2 zones at random, you will notice these locked special assignments, which will also reward you with a cache. Each of them will require you to complete a certain task, and usually it is to complete a number of world quests in that particular zone. Once you have completed the requirement, you will see it has been unlocked, as well as this on your screen, and revealing what you have to do to complete it and receive your cache finally. Another cache you can get is the Pinnacle Cache, which is from another weekly activity, but the first time you will have a choice of which to pick. From there on, you will have a specific quest with a requirement, such as the one you see in the list, and will also reward you the Pinnacle Cache. Additionally, the 2 meta world quests which can reward it, being the Archives the First Disc and Delves Nerubian Menace. Another weekly activity you can do to obtain gear from is the weekly world boss. These are different each week and in different zones. Each one has a chance to reward you with an item level 603 champion piece of gear. Another way to get gear or improve your gear initially is by defeating rares around each zone. I have a guide for all of the rares for 2 of the zones. Links will be in the description. While most rares will reward you with an item level 554 gear, there are some which can reward you with item level 571 gear and even be warbound, meaning you can save it for your outs, store it in your warbank, and that way you can basically have a fresh level 80 with full 571 gear as soon as they're level 80. Gearing through dungeons is also an alternative. You can now do follower dungeons if you like. These will only be for normal dungeons and will drop item level 554 loot, which cannot be upgraded. Heroic dungeons cannot be completed with followers, but reward you with item level 580 gear. Regular mythic dungeons, which you can do once per day, will reward item level 593 gear. And finally, mythic keystones, when opened, will reward item level 597 champion gear and go up accordingly with the mythic key you're doing at the end of the week from the vault. Next, we have delves, which you can either do while in a group or solo. I prefer solo and doing them as a tank personally. There are a total of 11 delve tiers, 9, 10, and 11 only being for the mount upgrades, and do not actually increase the loot. The loot caps out at item level 603 at tier 8. However, you must be doing bountiful delves for this, and there are a total of 4 up per day in each of the zones indicated by the glow on the map. To unlock the preceding tier of the delve, you need to have completed the previous if you're still doing this. I do recommend picking an easy one and redoing it, also not a bountiful one if you still have to do this. Additionally, you have a chance of getting these maps at the end of the delves from the regular chests, or if you're invaded by Zevkir, who can drop one as you see me getting it here. When you use it, you'll get a buff, which will guarantee you an extra chest at the end of your next tier 8 delve with item level 610 gear inside. Keep in mind that in order to be able to do delves, you need restored coffer keys, which as mentioned earlier, you can get 4 from the first 4 caches you get in the week. Additionally, you can get coffer key shards, either from completing World Soul Memories, which require Radiant Echoes. Coincidentally, these drop at the end of bountiful delves. Keep in mind that the first time you get one, you will receive a quest, which you must complete in order to get more. If you do not complete it and do a bountiful delve instead, you will not get another echo until you do. Complete these World Soul Memories, which are 2 per day per zone, will award you with the coffer key shards. Another way to get coffer key shards is through world quests. When you have 100, you can combine them for a restored coffer key and use them to enter a bountiful delve. Lastly, at level 7 of the Delver's Journey, you unlock the ability to purchase restored coffer keys from Sir Finley for undercoins. The last level of the Delver's Journey will also give you a discount for this. You can get undercoins by completing bountiful delves. Finally, each delve tier has a different item level reward, as well as completing up to 8 delves accordingly to the tier will also provide a great vault reward, as you can see on the table here. Raiding is also another way you can gear from, which includes looking for raid. For looking for raid, you have to be a minimum item level 567 to queue up. Looking for raid rewards from 584 veteran level gear up to item level 600 from the last boss. Normal rewards you from item level 597 champion gear up to item level 613 from the last boss. Finally, heroic rewards you from item level 610 hero gear all the way up to item level 626 from the last boss. Completing raids will also add to your great vault reward at the end of the week. Lastly, if you complete the War Within Season Spelunker Supreme achievement for either earning 1600 rated PvP rating, defeating Queen Ansarek on Heroic or Mythic difficulty, or attaining 2000 plus Mythic plus rating, you will be awarded a Mark of the Spelunker Supreme, which you can use to buy a free Heroic tier piece of your choice from Ipsal in the City of Threads. Next, we have gearing through PvP. You can buy honor gear from the honor quartermaster, which will be item level 558 but will increase to item level 623 when in arenas or battlegrounds. Conquest gear is item level 597 and becomes 639 when in arena or battleground. You can also get the quest to get conquest weapons for earning 2500 conquest in rated arenas or battlegrounds. From the war mode quartermaster, you can get item level 593 gear with bloody tokens, which are obtained from world PvP and war mode world quests. If you're interested in getting one of these pieces in a few minutes, be sure to check out my guide for this in the description. Finally, with Forge Gladiator's heraldry, you can craft item level 610 pieces. For a guide on how to easily obtain 9 of these and craft 3 610 item level pieces, be sure to check out my guide in the description. Finally, we have crafted gear. Even if you do not have a crafting profession, you can still get crafted gear if you need by simply placing a crafting order from the crafting order NPC. You can get up to item level 636 crafted gear with the correct materials, one of which will be a Spark of Omens, for which we get half each week. So every 2 weeks you'll be able to have a completed Spark of Omens to craft any gear you may want. In addition to the materials in Spark, you will also need an enchanted Ruin Harbinger crest, which can be used to make item level 606 to 619 gear, as well as an enchanted Gilded Harbinger crest, which is used to make from item level 623 to item level 636 gear. Now, to get these crests, you either must be an enchanter and have the recipes, or place a crafting order for them. In addition to the regular materials you require for them, you will also need a nascent Ruined Harbinger crest, which costs 45 Ruined Harbinger crests, or a nascent Gilded Harbinger crest, which costs 90 Gilded Harbinger crests. These you can obtain from the enchanting vendor. One more point for buying gear, you can actually get some pretty high item level gear, which are BOEs, that are currently dropping in the raid. The Great Vault will reward you weekly for the type of activities and the difficulty you have completed throughout the week. Keep in mind you will only be able to select one reward at the end of the week across all of the slots you have unlocked. If you're not happy with any of the loot rewards from your Great Vault, for the week you'll be offered the option to take Algari tokens of merit instead. You will receive 2 if you complete 1 objective, 4 if you complete 2, and 6 if you complete 3 or more objectives. You can carry a maximum of 12 Algari tokens of merit, which you can spend at the vendor right next to the vault and buy crests, gem sockets, valor stones, and some gold. Now that you have gathered some gear, you may want to look into upgrading it. This can be done from the item upgrade NPC and will require 2 things. Valor stones, for which you have a cap of 2000 at a time, but you can always spend it and get more. Valor can be obtained many ways, such as caches, snuffling, world quests, world soul events, dungeons, and more. And the last thing you need are the correct crests according to the gear you wish to upgrade. Different crests drop from different activities and locations, as well as being used for different levels of gear. You can see which crests are required for which type of gear, as well as where they drop from on the screen now. In addition to the regular ways of obtaining crests, you can also buy them for Algari tokens of merit if you do not like anything from your Great Vault for the week and take that instead. Additionally, if you earn the achievement Harbingered of the Weathered, you unlock the ability to trade Weathered crests for carved Harbinger crests. Keep in mind that there is a limit of how much you can earn during the season. To see the limit, hover over the respective crest to see them. This does increase by 90 each week. Also, if you have capped on the crest that you are currently obtaining, you will instead start obtaining a crest low of that. For example, you have capped on carved crests and will then continue earning weathered crests instead for the same activities that were previously giving you carved crests. Also, don't forget about the discount you can get for upgrading gear with a lower item level of the specific slot for which you have a higher item level piece of gear for already. For example, I have an item level 603 two-hander already, and now I'm going to upgrade a one-hander from item level 593 without having to use crests and at a discounted valor stone rate. This also applies to your warband as well. Lastly, you can also use the catalyst to upgrade any non-tier piece of gear into a tier piece from the current season. Keep in mind that this uses 1 charge and we get 1 charge every 2 weeks, So if you like, you can upgrade a non-tier to tier piece of gear every 2 weeks with the catalyst. You can find the catalyst in the middle of Donegal, located over here. That's going to be it for this video and guide, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.